Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Poll. I'm your host, Bob.
And I'm Maddie.
And today we have a special guest, PJ McLean from SupportLinc. Welcome, PJ.
Hi, everyone. Great to meet you.
Absolutely. Before we start, I do want to address the elephant in the room. I've changed my look a little bit. I did get contacts, and we're just going to move on from there. All right. So rolling right into it. PJ, the main purpose of today's podcast is we really want to educate our employees on the availability of SupportLinc and the many things that it has to offer. So assuming that we're speaking to somebody who's never used SupportLinc or an EAP before, can you walk us through what it is and how it works?
Absolutely, Bob. I am going to go through a full presentation today and do a full rundown on what SupportLinc is and how, members and employees at Progressive Converting can access our EAP. So I'm really excited to be here today. And once again, I am PJ. I'm your client relationship manager for SupportLinc. SupportLinc is your EAP or employee assistance program. Many people, they don't know a lot about an EAP. What it is a confidential benefit that's provided by Progressive Converting that supports your mental health, your personal well-being, and any of your work-life needs. It's going to connect you to professional resources and guidance for everything from stress or emotional concerns, work-life balance, financial questions, and legal matters as well. So we're going to go through these slides, and if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to your HR team and they will make sure to relay those to me as well. So to begin, we're going to look at what SupportLinc offers at a high level. SupportLinc is really built to meet you where you are. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or you may be having a mental health concern or you're just trying to manage your everyday life, that's what this program is here for. It's available to you and all of your household members, including dependent children under the age of 26. Now, we also like to clarify, let's say you're having a mother-in-law living with you, you have a cousin that's living with you. This program covers any of your household members, so it doesn't necessarily have to be family. We will never turn down anyone that's within needing help with mental health, so we're always here if you need it.
Oh, that's great.
The most essential
I didn't know that myself. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. It's very helpful. I know people who, they have a live-in friend who lives with them. We will never turn anyone down for mental health assistance. So it's one of my favorite things about the company.
Love it.
Two of the most essential things that we like to go over to start with are privacy and availability, because when it comes to mental health, those are very important. Anything that anyone shares within the program is protected by strict privacy and confidentiality standards. And also our support is available 24/7, 365 days a year. So you'll always have help whether you need it day or night. I also like to go a little further into the privacy aspect of the EAP, just because, it's very, there's a big stigma around mental health and, with your employer providing that. So we just like to dive deeper into that aspect. Once again, it's completely free and confidential, and we're totally HIPAA compliant. So we're never going to discuss the case details with your employee when you call in and give us information. You'll also find out that we offer a wide variety of resources that can help you with all of your needs.
Yeah, PJ, that's actually something that I often like to point out to an employee that inquires about EAP. Mental health is one of those things that, wrongfully individuals attach a stigma to, and sometimes I think that the fact that talking about those things may end up on their medical record with their personal care physician. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it keeps some people from talking. So I always like to stress that this is completely separate from the care that you receive from your personal care physician or any other medical provider.
Agreed, Bob. And I feel like another concern that people have is that their employer is going to find out and that, it could affect how they're treated at work or something like that. That's
Right.
something that you should have no concern about.
Right.
Like I said, through SupportLinc.
Privacy in mind, I won't hold it up to the camera, but I can let everyone know the only thing that we get is how many calls were placed in the organization in a time frame. We don't find out where from, who from, what related to. It just lets us know that the service is being used. And honestly, so long as I see one person called in a year, it's a service well used.
Exactly. You're totally right, Bob. So now we're going to go through some different ways you can access support through SupportLinc. I've stated a few times that there's a wide variety of resources and it can be a little overwhelming. So we'll go through all that, and you also have access to this presentation afterwards. So you can connect digitally through our website or our app, or you can speak with a licensed professional by phone. Both of those options are designed to be really simple and supportive and easy to use, and depending on what you're most comfortable with. We have many people who aren't ready to speak on the phone with someone, so they're more likely to, reach out to us via chat or through email or something like that. Now, for the quickest and best way to get in touch with us is going to be through phone, but if you're not comfortable with that quite yet, you have many different options. If you prefer to talk to someone right away, once again, we have care advocates. That's what we call them. They are licensed mental health professionals. So rather than having customer service or someone you call in that's pretty dry or doesn't understand mental health, our care advocates all have clinical experience, and our average clinical experience for our care advocates is about 11 years. We also have online scheduling, which makes it easier. It's called our real-time scheduler. The nice thing about that is you can see availability of many of our clinicians that we work with and schedule an appointment as soon as possible. Now we're going to look closer at the digital platform and the many resources that are available for you, whether you're using your phone, tablet, or computer. You can also access support anytime, anywhere. So when you're ready to use the program, everything begins here. You can see we have that QR code on the screen there. If you scan that, it's going to help you get to our app or get to our website. From there, you can then download our SupportLinc app, which is listed right there on the screen. And you can bookmark our website, which is SupportLinc. Both of those options give you full access to the program. So whether you're using the app or the website as well. And it's going to let you show all of those care resources, tools, and additional resources that are available. So once you're in our platform, you're going to notice that there's this program offers more than just one type of support. So you're not necessarily just calling into us to seek mental health support. We're going to have so many different resources available to you. This slide's going to show you a snapshot of all of the different resources. You can see we have a mental health check-in, which is very important. It can help you track your mental health over a period of time. And it can also help you understand what care might be best for you. Maybe you're not quite there or not comfortable and you want to, just explore some of the videos, some of the guided paths that we have. These types of things are meant to help you build resilience and help you work towards personal goals within your mental health. Or if you're just looking for work-life resources, so you may be looking for childcare, elder care, community support. And then on the right-hand side, you can see we have that appointment scheduler that's very nice so that you don't necessarily have to talk to anyone and you can just schedule an appointment. We have a journal as well. A content library that has a bunch of different articles, videos, and additional exercises. And then we also have toolkits that help you manage stress and find balance and then navigate everyday life and work challenges.
I love that there's an app and that it's accessible. And for those that maybe don't want to call or schedule an appointment quite yet, they can independently explore the app and all the resources that are available to them on their own time. Yeah. That's really awesome.
It is nice because, mental health, it certainly isn't one size fits all, and it's great to have all those different options to choose from.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. And like we said before, there is that stigma around mental health. It has gotten significantly better than in previous years, but we still want to make sure that we're meeting everyone of different, comfort zones where they're at and try to help them in the best way possible.
100%. PJ, I as another thing that I share with folks that inquire about the EAP, and I'll do the same in this format. I personally have used it myself, and I am one of those individuals who, on a personal level, just had a stigma attached to reaching out for help myself. I just covered my microphone up, but and the use of SupportLinc and going through a telephonic session and being referred to some in-persons for an unfortunate life circumstance so many of us go through, just losing some loved ones earlier in life than you think. And I'd never gone through that, and I didn't know who to talk to, how to talk about it, and this program is exactly what lifted that stigma for myself. And I like to be able to share that because I'm sure it keeps other people from talking too, and it is so valuable and so helpful.
Agree, Bob. And it's really, we're really thankful that you're open to sharing that experience too, because not everyone is. And it just shows that pretty much anyone can be going through something and that they can use additional help.
Absolutely.
So after you complete that mental health check-in that I was talking about, that kind of guides you towards what care option you're looking for, you're going to see that the program offers different ways to connect, just depending on your needs and preferences. You can see we have about 4 different options here that you can use. We have counseling, which is the one that most people know about, one-on-one therapy, but we also offer couples therapy as well that you can get referrals for. So that's also very nice that's available. We also have coaching, which I like to say is more for long-term things and also for less serious things that you may be going through that you don't need counseling for. We also have group support, which I always like to compare it to, if you watch a TV show or a movie and you see people kind of sitting in a circle in chairs and they're talking about their grief and how they're handling it. And, they're all sharing their experiences and talking about what they're going through. And it can really help other people understand and build those tools to help them manage it. This is like that, but it's totally anonymous online and it's moderated by a licensed clinical specialist. So that's really helpful.
And again, kind of
it's a
addressing
really cool
those
thing.
stigmas. A lot of people see circles and they immediately think of AA, NA again, which
Right.
no stigma should be attached to those things anyhow. But group support exists for everything. I mean, sitting in a circle doesn't put you in any particular group. And again, none should have that stigma attached.
Agreed. And like I said, what's even nicer about this virtual group support is it keeps you completely anonymous. So if you're not someone who wants to go sit in that circle and talk, you can do it virtually and still get other people's viewpoints and experiences and understand what they may be going through and how it can help you. And then lastly, we also have text therapy, which is really nice. So a text coach is going to be messaging with you typically about 2 times a day, talking to you what you're going through. They may ask you, or send you articles or videos that may pertain to what you're going through. And that's for people who may not be ready to move into counseling or may not be ready to move into coaching. Now, it's also led by a clinical expert. So if they do think that you would benefit from coaching counseling, they may try to nudge you in that direction. But it just depends on what you're doing and how you're speaking to them. And they're going to tailor that experience to you as well. Now that we talked through those digital tools, let's talk about another important part of the program, which is how you can connect with support by the phone and speak with someone directly, which is typically the part that we get the most engagement on, and also the part that people think of when they think of EAP and calling in, getting help. So when you need to talk to someone, like I said before, support is always available 24/7, 365 days a year. You can call in and speak with a care advocate at any time, day or night. So if you want to call in at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., you can do that. We always have someone available for you to talk to. The first goal for our care advocates is to listen and help you work through what's going on and support the concerns that are ranging from, everyday stress with your job or with your family to more emotional or serious challenges you may be going through. Something that we really like to let people know is we are there for in the moment support. While we may not be able to connect you with a counselor that you can go through your sessions with immediately, we have those care advocates with that clinical support that can help you in the moment and just, help you with what you're dealing with right then and there. When we talk about who you're calling in to support to, once again, I like to highlight our care advocates because they're really the most important part of our organization to me. They're not call center staff or general support customer service. They're completely experienced and independently licensed mental health clinicians, and they've spent years helping people navigate difficult moments and make thoughtful care decisions. So whether it's with grief or substance abuse, anxiety or depression, wide variety, pretty much any type of presenting concern or issue we can deal with and our care advocates can help out with. They're bringing both that clinical expertise and a compassionate approach to every conversation. And then combining that with our strict privacy and confidentiality standards, that's going to help ensure that when someone reaches out, they're met with care that feels professional, trustworthy, and also genuinely supportive from the start. Next up, we also like to talk about our counseling session. So this is when you call into a care advocate, you let them know you want to get into counseling, and then you work with them to understand and get connected. So they're going to provide you with a counselor referral that is available at a time and place that's most convenient to you. So they could do in person, they can do virtual, they can do over the phone or video, just depending on what's easier for you. They're also going to look at the needs that you may have for your provider. So whether you're looking for a male or a female, you're looking for a certain religion, gender, or race, or LGBTQ status as well. So making sure you're comfortable with who you're talking to. Then once the care advocate refers you to, they're also going to make sure they get your health plan information, so your insurance, to make sure that if you exceed your number of visits within the program, which for your team it is 5, that you can continue working with that same counselor that you may have been completely comfortable with. You know, you're telling them things that you may not talk to anyone else about, and you're comfortable enough reaching out in the first place that we want you to stay comfortable after you're done using the EAP. So that way you can continue obtaining
I'm
care.
so sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
so how does that play into what we spoke about before as far as the confidentiality? If beyond the 5 sessions occurs and it then gets applied to their insurance, and I don't want to say this is something that discourages anybody, but I want to make sure there's full disclosure of, does that then become a part of that personal net record that we talked about before, it not being included in, or does it remain separate?
It does start becoming part of their personal record if you choose to go through your insurance, but it's still HIPAA protected, so they're still not going to be able to give that information to the your employer. So your HR team, their manager, things like that, they're not going to have access to those records because it's still completely HIPAA confidential.
I appreciate that clarification, because I just want to make sure folks are as educated as they can be on that. And you may already plan to be stating this in your next set of comments, but 5 sessions per issue, is there a limit to issues?
Correct. So there's an unlimited number of occurrence, right? So let's say you're dealing with anxiety and you call in and you get connected with a counselor and you go through your 5 sessions with a counselor, and then you're done and you feel great, you're moving forward with your anxiety. But later in the year, maybe you're going through something like Bob with grief. You may have lost a family member or you lost a friend that's close to you and you're looking to get some more assistance with the EAP. You can get another 5 sessions per presenting concern. So let's say you have to call in 5 different times in a year. You're having a rough year. Let's really hope not, but it's great to know that it's available to you, that you can go per presenting concern rather than just calling in one time, dealing with something and getting 5 sessions. You're not limited to just those 5 sessions. Also, those sessions restart on January 1st in the new year. So if January 1st comes and you feel as though you need some more help with your anxiety, you wanted to get an additional 5 sessions, you can also do that as well.
Another great thing to know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course. And once again, we just like to make it clear that we can help with a wide variety of different presenting concerns. So whether it's substance use, family issues, life transitions, job stress, whatever you're looking for. We hope not job stress, right? But but there's a wide variety of things that we can help with, pretty much anything you can think of. Up to this point, we've kind of talked about the mental health support and how our care advocates can help you navigate emotional and well-being care options. But that isn't the only thing that we can help with at SupportLinc. Let's say you're having stress that's tied to everyday life. So whether it's work or finding childcare, you may have a parent or a grandparent that you're coordinating elder care for. You're managing home responsibilities or taking care of a house and trying to keep everything balanced. If you call about something like that, a care advocate's going to listen and understand your situation and what's going on, and then connect you directly with one of our work-life consultants. So our work-life consultants focus on the practical side of life rather than, the direct mental health. We know that these practical sides of things that go on within your life are directly correlated to your mental health. So we're just trying to help make your daily responsibilities easier to manage so they don't continue to pile on and hurt your mental health. So we think of it as like the same supportive entry point with guidance that seamlessly shifts to the right kind of help based on what you need. So in the next slide, I'm going to go through what the different things we can offer, but I'm also going to let you know that we do have home improvement referrals. We have pet care referrals and auto repair referrals. So let's say, you're new to an area, you don't know anything about it. You may not have friends that you can ask for examples or places to go to, or you don't want to post a Facebook message or, ask a bunch of random people who you should be getting help from. We can help you do that research and take some of that work off your plate.
Oh, that's really great. I didn't know that you guys had that.
Yeah. I love to see it with SupportLinc and so many others, the additions of things to help with pets for the animal lovers out there. I feel like they were neglected for so long, and now there's more options out there for them, to find care and all those good things.
Right. Like pet insurance, things like that I never even knew existed previously. So those type of things are a really good addition, especially when pets are such a big part of our life. I don't know. My cats are a big part of my mental health for sure. So
got a couple dog lovers here too.
Oh, yeah.
I love cats. I'm just allergic.
Same here.
I got you. I like dogs too. It's just, the extra responsibility and things like that. I just haven't, maybe someday, but. So when I was talking about those work-life consultants that they can help you with, I wanted to go over some of the main things that they can help with. Like I said, they can help with childcare, pet care. Honestly, they can help with so many different things. You basically just have to call in and tell them about it. But these are some of the things that they mainly help people with. So they can help with legal questions. They can get you connected with a local attorney for a 30-minute consultation, and you can do that by phone or in person for each new legal concern. So as long as it's a different legal concern, you can do it an unlimited number of times throughout the year. The only legal situation that it does not cover is employment law, just due to conflict of interest. They can also support you with financial decisions. So consulting with a licensed professional for budgeting, planning, or major financial decisions. So they can help you with figuring out will situation or retirement, or even, saving for your child for college, something like that. So just depending on what you're looking to do and how you're looking to budget, they can help you with all those different things and kind of refer you out to a financial professional. And then something that's becoming more and more present in everyday life is identity theft that they can help with. So, all of our information is online. We are, constantly getting emails and spam and things like that. So just making sure that you're protecting your information. And for some reason, you think your identity may have been stolen, they can provide you with a consultation and a tailored action plan from identity recovery professionals that'll help you make sure that you can help with that. If your social security number gets compromised, there's all these data leaks going on with big companies. So making sure that your information is protected. And even if you just think that your information may have been stolen, you can call in and get a action plan from an identity recovery professional.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen to anyone, but great to know that it's a resource out there.
Times we live in, unfortunately, in that regard, but it's good that
more and more technology. Yeah. So I know we covered a lot today. Obviously, our platform is pretty wide ranging. We have so many different things available to our members and to the Progressive Report, the Progressive Converting employees. This slide is really meant to bring it all together. It looks like a lot, but like I said, you'll also have you'll have this presentation available to you. And it kind of just shows you all of the different things you can use. You don't have to remember every option or what fits best for you right now. This is just a reference you can come back to when you're going to navigate through the SupportLinc site or app. What's important to remember is that support is here across the full spectrum. So we have immediate care with our care advocates, clinical care when you reach out and get connected to a counselor, ongoing guidance with coaching, self-guided tools, and then also those work-life resources that we spoke about that a few slides ago that can help you with mental health outside of your typical thoughts of counseling and things like that. The program, like we said, is designed to meet you where you are and where you're comfortable and make it easier for you to get help. And keeping this overview handy can really be a great reminder that you're not navigating things alone and that support is always within reach. And then lastly, we have that QR code again, so make it really easy for you to access the website or the app. We also have the URL right here that you can go to access via your computer. And then you'll also need this group code. That's pretty important when you go to create an account. So it's just ProCon, all lowercase letters. That's going to help you get registered within the portal and create your account and continue to use all of the resources that are available to you. And then you'll see this number everywhere on our site, and everywhere pretty much you see anything for SupportLinc that shows you who to call into and reach care and get access to whatever you need in the moment. So just so you know, SupportLinc's always here. And if you have any questions, like I said, you can reach out to your HR team. If they don't have the answer, they're going to come to me, and I'm pretty responsive and make sure you get as much help as you can.
And I need to say this times perfectly, PJ. As you know, all of our materials for marketing this program just arrived at our facilities. So for all of our viewers and listeners, that same QR code that you currently see on your screen or that you hear us talking about will be posted throughout your facilities for easy access.
And we'll also post this presentation to Motivosity so that everyone has access to it here too.
Yep. And PJ, I'll tell you what, I had a list of questions here, but your presentation was so perfectly thorough. You left me without anything, and that's a great thing. I think you gave a lot of great information today. Not to drag out an old 90s trope, but this really was a very special episode of The Pulp. We learned a lot about mental health and what we can all do to support it.
I'm really glad I could be here to support you guys. This podcast is a great idea. I love it. I don't really have other clients who do something like this. And I was really honored that you guys asked me to be on. And I hope it really helps people get connected to the help that they need, whether it's actual, counseling, or if they're just looking for those work-life balance resources. So wide variety of things they can use. And I hope this helps anyone that's out there looking for help.
Yeah.
All right.
It's great.
Well, with that, I guess we'll shut it down. Thanks so much for joining us, PJ. We'll see everybody on the next episode of The Pulp. And until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep making ProCon great. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.